Depending on the character's roles, some liberties to keep the plot moving are unrealistic. What I'm focused on is learned behavior, something you see over time. That is why I like series, because it starts to develop a character into a person and it constrains the writer into how the character can react. If you violate the spirit of the character, then you soon will find interest in the books will disappear. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. Tobias seems overly aware of sex, often like Stan. We would wonder, could the child have been molested? How do you explain to a kid what he is saying might be misunderstood? We want a child to not be at risk. How do you explain the difference? Also, by explaining it, doesn't that mean you might be frightening the kid and making them more aware of the exact things you do not want them to be aware of? How do you find a balance? Can we? Whose problem is it, really? Society's and adults that assumes the worst, or the child's innocence? Best recommendation is to be always aware, since we are human. However, we tend to get habits, and when something you're not used to happens, you're more likely to forget. Most of us do a lot by habit. Living alone, we are less aware of what we are doing than if we are out of the house or at someone else's house. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.